Listen up, cluckheads.
You're listening to Whiskey and Whine
With Rooster and
The Madman, where we talk about common sense, current events,
the Constitution, and
morals, while comparing drinks of yesteryear to drinks of today.
So sit back, relax, leave us a comment.
Here comes Whiskey and Whine.
All right, so hear me out, man. Sesame Street. Remember the Grover or the Gonzo character?
Yeah.
Dude, that guy was always
Grover was like Muppet Street or whatever it was.
okay. So Grover, then, right?
Yeah, so Grover.
The dude that was always coked out thought he was like super Grover. He could fly, and he was always all hyper.
Did you just say
stuff.
coked out?
Oh, yeah, dude, that guy had
guys, we're recording.
Yeah, but hold on. No, we're not recording.
Yes, we're recording.
No, we're talking about Super Grover on cocaine.
Yeah.
We're recording.
Okay. Well, welcome back, cluckheads.
All right, so I guess we didn't get to Cookie Monster and his meth addiction.
No, we did not. Or the count.
Is that a yellow flag?
Guys, reel it back in.
Sorry.
Count wanting his money.
Woosah.
All right, you clucking cluckheads, get this thing going.
All right, so you know who we are. You know what we do.
Common sense, current events,
Constitution.
Constitution.
Morals. You heard Morals chime in there. She's got the full mic the whole time now, so now you're going to get to see her yellow card us a lot more, like a bunch of little girls playing soccer or something.
Yellow flag that. That's sexist. You should yellow flag that.
Well, little girls do play soccer.
Warning.
How was that a warning?
Because
but
mine
whenever
was
I
based
was
on
trying to bring up Kermit the
facts.
Frog and Miss Piggy in the butcher
whoa,
shop.
Whoa. We all know how that one goes.
It's a fact-based show, sir, and I stated the fact that little girls do play soccer.
Okay, well, I stated the fact that if Kermit owned a butcher shop, then Miss Piggy wouldn't have been that big of an issue.
Muppets would never own a butcher shop.
He could have sold bacon and sausage.
Oh, no, that would have ended his relationship right then and there.
Kermit the Frog here from the pond, and Miss Piggy has a
No,
frog in her throat.
we know where this one's going. I'm going to have to chime in on that one, too. We got to keep this PG-13-ish. Anyway.
It's technically PG-13.
So, Tournament Fermentation. It's our third one. Episode 33.
Yeah.
So we're not going to bore people with politics tonight. We're just going to go straight into talking about booze and drinking.
Yeah, so I mean, this is our third tournament of fermentation. And before we get started, I would like to welcome Jizzo from the Degenerate Overlords onto the show with us. So welcome.
Thank you.
It was an impromptu thing.
Yeah, I mean, the dude's a talker. I'm surprised that we didn't have to mute his mic there for a second. I mean, just thank you.
But I will have to say, we're probably going to have to use some wet wipes to clean up after him. It's just literally everywhere. There's like...
Is that a yellow card?
The chair was sticky when I got here, I promise.
That was me. I knew you were coming, so that was me.
Yeah, but you came first, right?
Yes, exactly. That's why I had the...
Okay, I know that Jizzo is being himself here, but let's keep it going.
All right.
So now, by the time this episode airs, y'all are going to have already played your show on Friday night, and that's with Joseph Cabrera with Heel Turn Entertainment for the toy drive, correct?
Yep. Toy drive. Toys for Tots.
Oh, Toys for Tots. Okay.
Yeah, there was a miscommunication in that. We bought a lot of wrong toys, so we're going to Walmart tomorrow.
You bought wrong toys. Was it like bags of nails and glass or something they can't play with? What kind of toys?
What was it?
The word tots was confusing.
Oh, gotcha.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Since I'm going to be PG.
Do they take those things back?
Here.
Probably.
Amazon does.
I don't know.
Okay. Amazon.
They might use them on Epstein Island.
Oh yeah, could be. Don't buy those things from the Amazon warehouse.
I just literally made Jizzo like go bleh in his mouth. Well, welcome, and then feel free to chime in on anything. So with our tournament of fermentation tonight, since we're doing non-alcoholics, you chose a great night, Jizzo. What are we doing tonight, Rooster?
So, we got to do non-alcoholic, of course. So we're picking Dr. Pepper, which is a Texas favorite.
It is barbecue flavored water.
Yeah, it is barbecue flavored water. Excuse me. And then we're going to go.
How much
with
have you had to drink tonight?
Not enough. And then we're going to go against the Safeway Tom Thumb Page brand Dr. Dynamite.
A dynamite!
Dino!
Yeah. So I don't know if we're going to get that reaction. I've never had it before because you're never too poor for Dr. Pepper. Just pony it up.
Well, I don't know because No.
I've been to movie theaters.
$2 is $2.
I've been to movie theaters, and I'm like, hey, let me get a large Dr. Pepper and a bag of popcorn. They're like, well, we got Mr. Pibb or Cherry Coke or any of that other nonsense. It's not Dr. Pepper. And I'm like, look, get it straight. I'll just have water.
Be like, so do you have...
I mean, there's a lot of clucking words that go in between that stuff usually.
So I see that you have a brisket burger on your menu, correct?
Yes.
Yes. So I want you to take the water from the brisket burger and I want you to put it in a bottle.
Yeah.
Just mix some barbecue sauce with it, baby. And then, there you go.
The only variations you should do on Dr. Pepper is the sugarcane Dr. Pepper, formerly known as the Dublin Dr. Pepper. That comes in the green bottle now.
That's because Dublin Dr. Pepper was touched by the finger of Jesus.
I think it was founded by one of the disciples. I'm not real sure, but
Probably Paul.
Yeah. So
I could see, like Paul kicking back with the Dublin Dr.
But
Pepper.
it's weird here in Texas because everything's a Coke, even Dr. Pepper. But nobody drinks Coke. Everybody drinks Dr. Pepper.
No, see, that's how you can tell from somebody that grew up in the city versus grew up in the country. Hey, Madman, what kind of Coke you want? Can you get us some Dr. Pepper? All right, I'll get that from the store. Versus whenever you go to the city, hey, what kind of Coke do you want? Well, you just said Coke. No, what kind of pop do you want? Oh. Well, I guess either Mountain Dew or Dr. Pepper. No, there's only one kind. They're all called Cokes.
Yeah.
And that doesn't matter if it's a Sprite, a Barg's root beer, a Dr. Pepper.
Yeah, when I was a kid,
doesn't matter.
I did deviate every once in a while and go to the Big Red. It's like cotton candy,
Did you hold a hammer and sickle when you did that, or
No. I did try the Big Blue one time, and it was freaking terrible. So that was just.
You and I have to have a talk off the air.
I can't have it now because I got that red dye problem. So
you got a red dye and a lactose intolerance.
Yeah, absolutely. It's pretty cool. Allergic to bees too.
Then how the hell did you drink the honey last week?
There's no bee venom in honey, dude.
Oh, so you're not allergic to actual honey and like the byproducts. You're only allergic to bee sting.
Correct.
Got it. Okay, that's my fault. We'll just chalk that up to me being.
They have that
an idiot.
information in things called books and stuff like that. But it's cool. It's cool.
You know what? Just because I got stuck on words like tahi and re-add and things like that, you know.
So which one we want to try first here?
I don't even know which one's which because we have the high class cups.
The classy plastic solo cup,
Low
and then
end, high end. Low end is red. Or stop, don't do it. It's not
We can't hear you, Morals.
Low end is in the red cup.
yeah, that's what I thought because it's like the
Stop! Don't do it. It's not worth
So
it.
one's a solo brand cup, the other one's like the Great Value cup.
So this is the actual true solo cup with the
this
Dr.
is
Pepper
true
in it.
solo cup.
The
Okay.
classy cup has
So
the Dr.
does
Pepper
the
in it.
solo cup have the 23 natural flavors, or is this the Dublin Dr. Pepper?
No, this is the regular
Just
23
regular.
natural flavors
It's just
with
the
the corn
regular.
syrup and everything. It's $1.99 at your local grocery store versus the Dr. Dynamite, which was 99 cents.
So with inflation, by next week it'll be like $2.25.
Correct.
Gotcha.
Something like
Just
that.
making sure that we're on the same.
If you
page.
can even get the Dr. Dynamite, because
Yeah.
it probably comes out of China or something.
Yeah.
I'm not real sure. It's not going to port somewhere.
Hey, we're not supposed to talk about politics this week.
I'm not. I'm just saying that if you are a Dr. Dynamite fan, you might have a problem in the future getting it.
Okay, so let's taste the first one.
So
yeah.
are we going to be able to find the first one?
Yes.
So we will be able to find the first one. It's not going to be
It's
like Kamala
Texas.
Harris on the border or something.
Oh.
All right, so
make me drink the first.
So,
the
so
crappy
we're
one
so we're going
first.
to take
The low
taste
end
the,
always
Dr.
first.
Dynamite.
Dr.
first,
Dynamite.
the
All
low
right,
end.
guys.
So here's some Clucktober.
Can't
Or
hear
no,
clinkage
not
in
Clucktober.
these cups, whatever.
Clinkage. Here we
Sorry.
go. So let's taste this.
That's
That's
one. It's flat.
It's flat.
It's flatter than the flat Dr. Pepper normally is. That's what's great about Dr. Pepper.
This is like when you let your Dr. Pepper sit in the cup after you get a fast food meal for a while and it
the
waters
ice melted
down. Yeah,
also,
yeah.
and then
Yeah.
you got it cold again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's been sitting in your car so long that like the Dr. Pepper's oozing out the bottom of your McDonald's cup.
Yeah. It's,
Yeah, that's actually a
Just
really.
the syrup portion, though, because somehow there's magic. that
It's
happens.
weak. It's just totally weak.
Yeah. I'm going back in for round
It's
two.
called
on
Dr.
this.
Dynamite. I expected an explosion in my mouth.
Okay, this isn't Harry Hines, dude.
Dang
That's
it,
not how
dude. You were
this
taking
works.
a drink, too. I thought I was going to get you on that one. I got the other one. I got the guess.
You got Jizzo. You didn't get me that time.
I wanted an explosion in my mouth.
Yeah, I got excited here. I thought this was going to turn out
It's not
like
that
one
kind
of
of
our
show.
band practices.
I don't want to know what happens at your band practice. That's for sure.
It doesn't even have a smell to it.
I noticed that there's no smell. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's knock out a few of these tournament of fermentations,
of
and
cherry
then,
coke in
and then let's go to the real one.
Jazz it up here.
So with our don't spruce it up, dear Tay.
Yeah, throw an E on it. That's a deer taste. Sounds kind of cool.
So with our now, correct me if I'm wrong, but the first one of these we started before Oktoberfest, correct?
Yes, the first one was our.
So this was a true high end versus a low end.
Well, no, it was two Texas black lager.
Oh, that's
beers.
right.
It was
We
the
did
first time we did black
because
lager.
after the second tournament of fermentation, we decided to do a
Yeah,
side by side on
there's
black
no real
lagers.
low end black lager beer.
Yeah.
You know, it's just
They were all
different
kind of
variations.
specialties.
Yeah, they're all just specialty beers. So variation. So we went with Shiner, which is our oldest brewery in the state of Texas. They're Bohemian black lager. We mixed it up against one of my favorite breweries out of Fort
The
Worth,
Ugly
which
Pug.
is Rahr and Sons Ugly Pug.
And that's one of our favorite local breweries
Yeah.
as well.
So, if you remember, I mean, they had subtle differences on that one. I know Shiner ultimately won that one out.
Shiner did win that one.
I know I was in the minority on that one of going with the Ugly Pug kind of thing, but it was aftertaste. That was
the Ugly
difference.
Pug, it was the aftertaste that lost it. So Shiner won that one. But it was one of those that we kind of agree to disagree that there was no real winner or loser in that. It just kind of depended on what you wanted on the back end.
Yeah, I believe
which is something that the Overlord and the Ringmaster are very well used to.
You're going to make no bad decision either way you go because they were the same price beers.
Beers.
I didn't get a yellow card.
We didn't even get a yellow card on that one.
So they were the same price. They're both they're both native Texas beers. Are you writing down every time I say beers? You just put a little tally mark there. Every time you just slap me in the back of the head. But yeah, so that's
The count has begun.
so there was you're not going to go wrong either way. But Shiner did squeak that one out. And then the next one we had was and I'm going to go to morals on
Waffenstephen Worcestershire sauce.
It's
beer.
Weihenstephaner.
The burger.
So
It happens to be the oldest brewery on the planet.
I would
oldest
like
brewery
to
on the
buy
planet.
a burger.
The Baguette.
No. I would like to buy a hamburger.
I would like to buy the Baguette.
No. Weihenstephaner.
The Baguette. Anyways, so we paired that off.
That was against the Spaten, right?
Spaten, yes.
Yeah.
The Spaten Oktoberfest.
And you and I both like Spaten.
Spaten was great.
Spaten was absolutely wonderful.
But the oldest breweries in the beers and the waffle sniffing the burgers, it won.
You just got tallied.
Yeah,
And you know what? The one thing that I will say about that one is that Spaten didn't lose necessarily. It was just that in the spirit of Oktoberfest, if we were going to compare it to like eating with like some German foods and stuff like that,
it was a true beer tasting competition.
It was just a better beers tasting competition.
And really,
I
all
got
the
tallied.
episodes up to Halloween weren't really a high end, low end. They were all really
No,
just
they were all
side.
pumpkin to pumpkin, apple to apple.
Yeah, I mean they were all great. Which brings us to the next one, which was Mondlift. I put a little emphasis.
That was
on
that one that had the weird clucking can, wasn't it? Like it had like all the pastels.
Yeah, it did. It was
like you would go
nothing
buy
about
that and it wouldn't scream Oktoberfest.
If I'm looking at a section of Oktoberfest beers, I would have not known this was Oktoberfest.
It was like a party can. It was like pink and blue.
But it was like a
and yellow.
French party can, so it's like It sucks.
Here's my white flag and cheese and my Oktoberfest.
Oh, we celebrate with wine during October. No, but it was in
I like to put the camera on my drive because I only go backwards.
Yeah, and we pitted that off against Rahr and Sons, which again is one of my favorites. Their Oktoberfest, which they only do once a year.
Now that one actually really surprised me because because every time that I've tried the Oktoberfest, I've always enjoyed it. But the Mondlift was actually way better as far as the initial taste than the yeah. Good job, Morals. Way to stop him. He's breaking the rules on his own show again. The initial over taste whenever you compared it to the Oktoberfest, it was better.
Yeah, I mean, to me it was the biggest shocker out of all the ones we did.
I was not expecting
that
Mondlift
did a better Oktoberfest than Rahr did.
They really did.
Really didn't think that was going to happen. But to their credit, they did it. I'm a huge Rahr and Sons fan, but they just, in this case, just didn't do a better job than Mondlift did.
And I mean, and one of my favorite beers of all time is actually the Rahr and Sons Red. I love the Rahr Red.
The Texas Red is my favorite.
Yeah.
So moving on.
So I was really expecting, especially considering that in this tournament of fermentation we had two Rahr and Sons beers.
Yeah, we'll get to that. We'll get to the next one here, though. We don't want to spoil it.
No.
The two that we've done so far.
The two that we've done so far, I really expected.
I got ahead of ours. I know.
Yeah. Just like you on a Saturday night, you got ahead of yourself. You just got way too excited, and it just went everywhere.
Is that not a yellow card? Come on.
I was talking about opening those beers.
There is nothing wrong with arriving early. We're good.
Those beers you just cracked the top, and it just spewed everywhere right from the very beginning.
All right. So
it just flowed over the top of the mug.
Next up, Real Ale Oktoberfest versus Okt.
Yeah.
OKT.
I had never tried the Okt, and that was one of the ones that the Morals brought in that we had never heard of, wasn't it?
Yeah, I've never had the Real Ale Oktoberfest. I've had Real Ale, I think some of the other stuff before, but the Okt I've never tried before. And that one was really surprising that Okt was...
That was good.
That was, hands down, was
that was
that
was one of the ones that we were saying that, we wanted, some, Wiener Schnitzel that didn't come from the dungeon, covered in, spicy mustard and stuff. Right?
Warning.
Is that a yellow card?
You're getting a yellow
That's
card
a
on
yellow
that one,
card.
buddy.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
My bad.
And then that moves us to the next one, which was the
Well,
Tupps.
Hold it before we go to the Tupps. One of the things that I did like about that Okt is that it was one of the ones that had the smoothest taste on the back end.
Yeah, it was surprisingly good.
I mean, that was one of those that, even after us trying all the stuff beforehand, it was one of those that it literally no after effects. It just tasted good the whole way.
But again, to kind of recap, all these beers that we've talked about so far here, there's no loser in this. They're all great beers.
Yeah.
They're all worth the money. You're gonna.
It's not until later that we get to the high
we'll get
end
to the ones
versus
that
low end we normally do.
Yeah. So that gets us to the next one, which was the Tupps Oktoberfest versus the Karbachtoberfest.
This one kind of surprised me, and because I've had Tupps before, so I was expecting the Tupps to kind of up their game because especially with it being a specialty beer, with being at Oktoberfest, I was expecting the Tupps to be a little bit more.
So everybody said they did up their game. I mean, that was our winner, was the Tupps one. So,
I thought it was the Karbach.
No, it was the Tupps that won that one, according to the notes that I had on that one.
Then maybe I
we may have just disagreed on that one.
Yeah, maybe we just disagreed.
Yeah. It's a lot of beers ago.
That was a lot. That was a lot of beers ago.
So, taking us to our last one of Oktoberfest, not our last drink for this tournament, but
not the last drink of Oktoberfest.
Yeah, our ending of Oktoberfest.
But the official ending of Oktoberfest.
Yeah. Wick for Brains versus Wasatch Pumpkin Ales.
Now, both of these were, Morals, correct me if I'm wrong, both of these were actually pumpkin beers, correct?
Yes, they were both pumpkin
ales. We made
pumpkin,
the switch out of
Oktoberfest
Oktoberfest into pumpkin because it was Halloween.
Yeah, because it was the Halloween week. So.
Yeah.
So they were pumpkin beers, ales. I'm just at this point trying to annoy
So,
her by putting S's on the end of everything.
As far as a winner goes, it went to Wasatch or Wasatch, however you want to do it.
So
I'm not a pumpkin fan, so
yeah, and both of us admitted we weren't pumpkin ale fans. So
I'm a
whenever you were
pumpkin
comparing the Sasquatches to the what was the other one? The
Wasatch.
Okay, so what was
And
the
a Wick for brains.
So Wick for brains and Sasquatches.
Yeah, remember the Wick for Brains had a really cool label though. It was
I was about to say that compared to the Sasquatch beer, the Wick
You
for,
are a Wick for brains. It's Wasatch.
Exactly, that's what I said.
Did they
Sasquatch.
have, like, little mushrooms on the label or anything for Wick for Brains?
No, but they had like these little bitty like tabs of paper that you licked before you drank.
So they gave
I think
you
you're back on the
acid with
Sesame
your
Street
beer?
thing. I think you're back on the Sesame Street thing.
Oh,
Yeah.
maybe.
You're having flashbacks too.
Yeah. But here was a cool thing: is I gotta commend morals on this one while she's sitting here. We got her mic'd up. She knows we weren't pumpkin fans. She's a pumpkin fanatic. She loves pumpkin.
And you know where she gets a lot of her like pumpkin scented soaps and lotions and all that stuff?
From the one and only giftedchicken.com. Owned and operated right here in North Texas.
Home of all your beard bath and body needs.
World full of chickens. Be a rooster. So
that dude's a cluck.
yeah, I work for the guy. Sometimes he's a jerk. Yeah. Anyways,
she did really.
So
come
she
through.
likes it. She knows we don't, but we did it for her because we love her. But she rewarded us with the most outstanding beer we have ever had, which was again by Rahr and Sons. They've been on this a lot. It was their Okt Oktoberfest. It's uber expensive. You get a pack of what was it? Two.
It was like
to the
two
pack.
for $20 or something. Wasn't it?
And it was amazing. It was the perfect way to end Oktoberfest with the best beer we've ever had.
To this day, out of all the Oktoberfest beers and ales, and how is that not a yellow flag?
Because they can't hear that.
They could hear that bird flying through here.
That's radio, Mandy. No one can hear that.
Out of all the Oktoberfest ales beers that I've ever had, that is probably the best one ever.
Yeah, it's the best beer I've probably ever had. So,
I mean,
these guys, they really, really
hold up.
did
You know
a
what
great
this
job.
needs? This needs a slow clap. Seriously, Morals, that was absolutely
Thank you, Morals.
amazing.
It was perfect. Perfect way to end
You
it.
are
It was kind of
welcome.
like Oktoberfest bonus round. Oktoberfest.
Didn't we say no sound effects from you?
It kind of sounded like Meatwad.
You look at him and tell me there's a God.
All right. So now we're out of Oktoberfest.
So then this is whenever we started more of the the high end versus low end, right?
So now we're going to make the switch
So now
to
we're
real
gonna make
Dr.
the switch
Pepper.
to real Dr. Pepper.
Notice she gave me mine back. She actually took it away from me.
Did she
altogether.
really?
She did.
Maybe if you would stop breaking the rules in your own clucking show, you
What's the point of having your own show if you can't break your own dang rules?
So just a point of clarification for those that may not have heard every single episode. Rooster actually came up with the method of how we would do this tasting the very first episode and tries to break the rule every single episode.
I just get excited.
Yeah, we're all struggling with the non-explosion in our mouth, and you're over here trying to drink real Dr. Pepper.
Exactly, Jizzo.
That's a yellow card, all right?
So
You're
the way that
officially
he's
carded.
doing it is the way that I wanted to do it originally, where it was just like all wild, willy-nilly, DGen
Are you guys ready
Overlord
to taste
style,
this,
where
or
that we just, like, chose whatever we wanted. He's like, no, we should go back and forth. Here's some cluckage,
Yeah.
clinkage.
Clink.
All right. The plastic clinking there. So, it's Dr. Pepper.
Yeah,
It's what you expect.
Like, there's no discussion. It just wins.
Gives you a little tingle.
Yeah.
See, Jizzo's new to the show. He doesn't know that we have to do the side-by-side here in a minute.
Oh, yeah. We got to do that one. So you don't get too excited right now.
Yeah.
But this is, I don't know.
But to his point, this is the clear winner.
Yeah, this is clearly the winner. So.
This was a very unfair test. We're just going to throw that out there.
We were trying to find Dr. Thunder.
Now, Dr. Thunder does have its taste.
Well, I mean, to put
It has a taste. You are
to put it
correct.
into clarification, what I'm noticing so far is Dr. Pepper would be Smoking the Bandit 1 and 2 with Burt Reynolds versus Dr. Dynamite, which would be Smoking the Bandit 3 without Burt Reynolds.
There was a Smokey and the Bandit 3?
Yeah, with Jerry Reed.
Exactly the point.
Now, don't get me wrong. I love me some Jerry Reed.
Yeah.
Fantastic guitar player. Way underrated guitar player.
Whatever happened to Dr. Skipple?
Okay, hold up. Hold up. What in the cluck is Dr. Skipple?
It was another ripoff Dr. Pepper. I think Tom Thumb sold him. Skipple.
Dr. Skipple.
No,
Okay.
this is the Tom Thumb. Dr. Dynamite's the Tom Thumb.
Okay.
Maybe it's
Dr.
replaced
Thunder
now.
is Walmart.
Safeway. Dr. Skipper. Maybe I'm wrong. It's Skipper.
Dr.
Either
Skipper.
way.
Well, it's been replaced by Dr. Dynamite.
Okay.
Okay.
Mouth
So
explosions.
see, that's one of the reasons that we have the morals in the show is that she keeps us in fact check.
Yeah.
So, Dr. Skipper, do you have memories
God,
of
it had to be worse than Dr. Dynamite if they got rid of it.
Do you have memories of Dr. Skipper?
I have fond memories as a child.
Did
For
it
some
touch you
reason,
in all
we
the
had
wrong places?
Yeah.
So Dr. Skipper was that creepy uncle. Dr. K, I think, is the Kroger one.
Okay, here we go. There's a list.
Okay.
Dr. Wow, Dr. Dazzle, Dr. Wells with one L, and Dr. Wells with two L's. Dr.
That's
Best,
just clearly copyrighted.
Dr.
That's just copyright
Publix,
infringement.
Dr. Thunder, Dr. Snap, Dr. M, Dr. Perk, Dr. Pops, Dr. W, Blue S Doctor, Dr. Topper,
Hey,
Dr.
hold
Pop.
up. Go back. We're backing up this information train for a second. Blue something?
Blue S is the brand, and it just says Doctor.
Oh, okay.
I was more concerned with the Dr. Topper.
Dr. Topper, Dr. Pop. Some of these I can't read. It's an image.
Dr.
Vest.
Topper, it's one of those that it's a completely new meaning when you go to Subway and you ask, what kind of sub do you want? I'd prefer a Dr. Topper.
Doc Zip, Dr. Bob,
Where do they sell Dr. Bob?
Dr. Cola.
Do they sell Dr. Bob?
Dr. Bob is one of them. Dr. Better,
Me with them Doc Bobs.
Dr. Shasta, Mr. Pig.
Wait a minute, did you say Dr. Shasta?
Yes.
They have a Dr.
There was a Dr. Shasta?
Wow.
Mr. Pibb, Mr. Pig, Dr. Dynamite, and then the Zevia brand, Dr. Spark, Dr. Wow, Dr. Chill, Dr. 38,
There's a whole lot of people
and
trying
there's
to be Dr. Pepper.
lots more than that.
There's a whole lot of failures.
There's a whole lot of disappointment in that list. I haven't even tried them all. I'm already disappointed
Dr.
in all of them.
Fiesta and Dr. Blast
Dr. Blast.
from Brookshire's.
Yeah. That's an
Brookshire's.
explosion in your mouth right there.
That is.
So,
All right, so now we're back onto the high ends versus low ends.
yeah, so this is where we get out of Oktoberfest.
And this
We
is
get
where we get to the episode where the rooster pretty much walks in, gives us the middle finger, and says, I hate you cluck and all.
Yeah.
And I don't know what I did. What did I do? I did nothing but love you.
I was just trying to think outside the box, man. It went wrong.
This was almost as bad as some of my bottom
You need
shelf
to think
selections.
more
Yeah, this just-
inside
this
the box
just-
for
this just went
pleasure
wrong. This just went
purposes.
So the first one on the
I can't
the
believe
list-
she didn't yellow card me for that. That
Yeah,
was
that-
awesome.
I didn't hear it.
Oh.
I'm not going to say I'll allow it, but I
Let's
didn't
just
hear
not
it.
repeat it, and that way you won't have to worry
Okay,
about
well, I
She was
most certainly
talking
didn't
about her
say.
bottoms.
So moving in back to the Oktoberfest, or no, the...
Did you say moving to the back?
All right, red card. Stop. Cease,
Oh!
Oh,
desist.
yeah.
Keep moving.
Yeah, dude, that usually costs extra.
Both of you stop. Good God.
That
I
would
didn't
be a
say
good roll
that.
with the Dr.
Yeah,
Topper,
both
though,
of you
right?
stop. That clearly came
Yeah.
from the rooster.
So, moving into...
So why don't you tell everybody how you hated us?
So, everybody's heard the tale of the White Claw. It's known in all sororities across this land. So I figured we get some White Claw.
You do look like you would belong to a high class sorority.
Yeah, the Omega Moose.
Moo moo
It's the
cluckaroo.
only one I can get into with this beard.
Pound for pound, the best sorority in America.
All right.
It's a
all right,
fictional
stop.
movie. So, we did the White Claw, but we did the Black Cherry.
She wasn't a cherry for very long.
All right, guys, come on, reel it back in.
What's the flavor?
Stop.
All right.
Things that shouldn't sound dirty, but do always.
So we went with
serious.
compared to the Ryan Bingham approved ranch water.
And how is it that you hated us so much that you brought this week?
Well, I've never had either one of them. I've never even wanted to drink either one of them.
First off, there's a reason why you've never had either one of them.
We're professionals, so sometimes you gotta do a play you've never tried before.
I realize that we're sacrificing our liver so other people don't have to. But why did you take it to this extreme?
I already said I was sorry. It was a party foul.
Wait a minute, didn't your son or something try some ranch water or something like that?
No, he wanted to know if it was any good, and no. But no, he had some White Claw stolen from his fridge.
Oh, that's
in
what
his
it
apartment
was.
at college. So
it was sitting right next to the birth control pills, right?
You're gonna keep me in trouble, man.
Red card.
How is it?
Yeah.
I've gotten two red cards. Oh,
Because you're you.
So White Claw, back on topic. White Claw. Hold on. Jizzle's got something here.
Generate Overlord. It's kind of in the name.
So there was no winner in this other than the technicality that we had to pick one that was better, and we picked the White Claw over the ranch water.
That's because that ranch water was
just
clucking horrible.
Oh God, it was horrible.
There was nothing good about that entire week.
No, I say we just talk about the subject altogether, get past those two. The next one up was when we get back into real liquor.
I should have red carded you for bringing those two.
Yeah, that probably.
Yeah, you really should have.
So the next one we did with Johnnie Walker Red and Clan McGregor.
Oh yeah, you know what? That Johnnie Walker Red was great.
It was great. Yeah, it won.
Yeah,
Clan McGregor
it
smelled like chicken or beef ramen and bouillon or something. It was weird. It wasn't the worst, but it was weird.
So the best part about a bunch of these that don't win is that we take them to the Overlord's house.
Yeah. He was excited. He wanted to claim
He was excited. He wanted to try it. So Monday night, he pours him a good old triple-sized shot of that. So the Rooster and the Morals and I, we're sitting there talking. Did you see the look on his face whenever he took a sip of it?
Yeah, he's got a high tolerance. The guy, he likes.
The guy's got a high tolerance of regret to begin with.
He's a still reserve guy.
He likes and the blue Raz, and then the fact that Morals freaking took whatever.
Yeah, there's another red card on a play on that one. You bought him the fruit punch flavored one.
I just had to see if he'd actually do it.
He did it.
He did it.
So he's like
and
Mikey
he
when it comes
paid
out
for it too.
Yeah, he did. That was the episode where he was talking about dragging his hind end on the floor.
So the next one, I don't think he'd probably appreciate us sharing that one.
I didn't share it. It was not
Jizzo.
me.
Now it's gonna be on the air.
Yeah, that's okay.
On his show.
But the red, it was much smoother. The smoky taste with it didn't taste like you were like sucking down like liquid smoke or something like that.
No, it was a good one. It was Johnnie Walker. You can't go wrong with Johnnie Walker. You just
it wasn't the blue label. It wasn't.
Well, nobody can afford the blue label.
No, we can't afford $300 for a bottle. But whenever you were comparing them side by side, there was a distinct difference in smell, color, texture, taste, everything, just all around.
Yeah.
If spending the extra, however much it was, I can't remember off the top of my head.
Double, if not
I
more.
I want to say it was double. I want to say one was 13 and one was like 26.
Yeah.
It's well worth it.
It was double the price for the Johnnie Walker at half the size bottle. So
yeah,
that's right. Because we
right.
almost we got almost a half gallon out of the.
That's right. You are absolutely correct, Morals.
So segueing into the next one, if you're ready, Calypso Silver Rum versus Bacardi Silver Rum. Obviously Bacardi being the higher end on that one, and Calypso being the lower end. But from what I remember on that one, Calypso was not a bad rum. We did rum and cokes that night.
We did rum and coke. It was one of those where when we compared the two shots side by side, Bacardi won.
Yeah, you can tell the difference. But in mixing,
there wasn't that much of a difference. There was on the back end a little bit, but not enough to
But even in the price, we were talking a couple of dollars difference for the
The
bottle.
biggest red flag that entire night was whenever you said that, if you're sitting out and you're having a steak and you want a rum and Coke, and I called you out for why weren't you having a bourbon or a whiskey with your steak versus a rum and Coke.
I like rum and Cokes, man.
Hey,
It's
man.
cool.
It's cool. Just added an E to the end. Make it Dirte. But no,
And waitresses love me when I do rum and Cokes. Because they get these big tips.
Okay, explain. I'll bite.
No, we're not yellow carding anything. Let's just move on to the next one.
He's getting the eyes because if that goes any further, he's probably getting a red card.
Yeah. So
then
Bacardi.
and then the last one was we did the two honeys. We did Evan Williams and the Jack Honey.
Yeah, and for me, Evan Williams has always been that I want to be Jim Beam.
Now, we didn't compare it, but I have had the Jim Beam, and I will say the Jim Beam was better. And I prefer the Jim Beam even over the Jack. But in the spirit of the tournament of fermentation, we're only going to compare the two. But you're right. It's like Evan Williams has always tried super hard to at least be Jim Beam.
Yeah.
And they just fell short.
Well, I mean, it's not like they miss it completely. They just fall a little short. It's I would rather spend a couple bucks and get Jim Beam than Evan Williams. But if I'm strapped for cash, Evan Williams is not a bad one to go with. It's
now, if I remember right, though,
one of the better whiskeys you can hit.
If I remember right, though, the Evan Williams cost like $13 for the bottle. The Jim Beam only cost $16 for the bottle.
Yeah,
but it was the Jack Daniels that cost the $24 per bottle.
I don't know if Jack goes for that high.
I think it was
24. Maybe in the honey it does. But
no, I'm talking about in the honey, specifically in the honey.
the honey. I think
like
you're
if you
right,
compare the Evan Williams honey, I think that it was around 13.
Yeah, I think you're
and
right.
then the Jim Beam was around 16 to 17, and then the Jack
but if
was
you're going
like
like
24.
straight bourbon, it's
no. I'm talking about
closer.
just the honeys.
Yeah.
In my opinion, the Jack is kind of relying more on the name. I would prefer the Jim Beam honey, but once again, in the spirit of the tournament of fermentation, between the two, I mean, it was Jack honey.
Yeah, Jack won that one, but it was very similar to when we did the Fireball versus the Jack Fire. Again,
Yeah,
Jack
but
we
didn't know beforehand that Fireball literally took their their flavoring. It wasn't like a true cinnamon whiskey.
And that's where it felt like Evan Williams took a honey flavor and added it to the whiskey, and it felt like Jack actually used honey.
What we had said was that we felt like Jack used honey, and that Evan used like bit of honey candy.
Yeah,
flavor.
it's like So, anyways,
so
it wasn't horrible. I mean, the Evans was still a decent one. Like if you're short a couple bucks, you can never go wrong with that one.
No. So what were your top three winners out of the tournament of fermentation?
You want to go back and then talk about those?
I mean, we can.
Because she's signaling for it.
Okay, morals are signaling. So let's do our side by sides.
Dr. Pepper first.
Dr. Pepper first.
Just so we can end on a bad note. Isn't that the way it's supposed to work?
You know what? We didn't do the Biden sniff test.
They said they had no smells.
Oh. It must be of age.
Okay, so now I'm
Yellow
getting
flag.
a flat cherry Coke flavor. Yeah, Dr. Dynamite.
Whenever you do the side by side, the Dr. Dynamite tastes
not good.
It tastes horrible.
It's not good.
I'm casting my vote for Dr.
Yeah,
Pepper.
well, I mean, we knew that was going to happen anyways. So, it's like toilet paper. You're never too poor for the name brand stuff.
Jizzo, what do you think there?
I actually do not use toilet paper. I own a bidet.
Dirty clucker.
I was going to say, knowing Jizzo in real life,
I think the question was more about the Dr. Pepper and not about the toilet paper question.
Well, I got sidetracked on
you
that.
got
But you guys honestly must look like cavemen in the bathroom. It's terrible.
We use the shell method from Judge Dredd.
If you don't know what that is, don't know what to tell
I finally figured out the shells. So, I mean, morals, what do you think here?
Hands down, it's Dr. Pepper.
Dr. Pepper. So it's Dr. Pepper water.
There's a reason why most of us didn't know what all of those other knockoffs were because we will always just reach for Dr. Pepper.
I've never bought any of the knockoffs. I refuse. I've had.
Oh, you know what we should do?
I've had the Safeway brand cola versus, like I say, at Coke, but I will never stoop on the Dr. Pepper.
You know what we should do the next time that we all get together, the Overlords? We should totally just get a crap ton of like all these knockoff Dr. Pepper brands.
Why?
Just to torment him.
to see if one's actually good.
Yeah, but we actually drink over there too. So,
No, I'm not saying that we. I'm not saying that we
drink.
drink them. I'm saying that we leave them for the Overlord.
Yeah, okay. It's in the case of Dr. Dynamite, John Kerry.
Yeah, with that John Kerry cut out in the dungeon.
All right, so what are your top three?
Well, my top three would be Johnnie Walker Red. Would probably be the top of the winners.
Okay.
And then right after that, the Weihenstephaner.
Weihenstephaner.
The burger. And then right after that, I would probably put well, I'm kind of torn. So I have the Johnnie Walker Red. I have the Weihenstephaner with the guy that played, like from Knight Rider holding it like in a 1980s commercial. Gosh, I don't know. So from those, those two, and then I would probably go ahead and say the Shiner Black Bohemian.
Okay.
I would say that those three
are
are my top three. The red, the Weihenstephaner, and then the Shiner Bohemian.
It's good. It's a good list.
What's your top three?
So my top three are going to be the Oktoberfest.
That was going to be one of mine, and you told me I couldn't use it.
I did not.
You most certainly did.
Liar, pants on fire.
Yeah.
That was a bonus beer. Pick another one.
Fine.
Thank you, Morals.
Honestly, the biggest standout for me would probably be I'm with you on the Waffen snapping turtle thing.
Did you say snapping turtle?
Yeah.
First off,
And then
an
I'm going to
alligator
go,
snapping
honestly,
turtle.
the Mondlift really surprised me.
It really did.
It was a surprise.
It was up in the air on me on that one between the Shiner Bohemian and the Mondlift.
And then the Johnnie Walker.
Yeah. So what were your top three of the low end?
Oh, of the low end.
Or,
of the
technically,
losers.
because there wasn't a whole lot of low ends.
Yeah.
What was your top three of the non-winners bracket?
Number one of the non-winners bracket would be Ugly Pug, because you remember I
Which
actually
one?
liked
We had two.
We had two Rahr, but there's only one Ugly Pug.
Oh, Ugly Pug. Sorry,
Ugly Pug would be my number one on that one.
Okay.
Number two would be the Real Ale Oktoberfest. I thought that was probably the best of the ones that we ultimately didn't pick. And then Calypso, really. I mean, it was
okay. Yeah.
For a knockoff, rum. It's not bad.
So we agreed on two of those: the Ugly Pug and the Calypso. The only one that I chose that was different was the Karbach.
Okay.
Which I think that I was the only one that actually
Solid one.
Yeah.
Still solid. So.
But the ultimate winner out of all of them is you, the listener. I'm just kidding. It was Oktoberfest.
Yes,
it was definitely
Oktoberfest.
Oktoberfest.
Yeah. That was definitely the winner.
And honestly, of all of the multiple beers.
Get it right.
God, I'm so sorry.
Beers
of all the beers that we've tried. I really do think Oktoberfest is probably the best.
I think it's the best beer I've ever had.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's one of those that next October, whenever it comes around, we may need to just, buy some stock in that.
If Rahr & Sons is listening and just wants to send us a couple of cases of that to plug in on every episode, I'm down with it.
Not officially sponsored by Rahr.
Well, I know. I'm just saying if they want to do it out of the kindness of their own heart.
Just saying, if they wanted to give us some $20,
we will take sponsors though if there's any interest.
They know.
If they said, "Hey, Madman, come back here behind this dumpster and I'll give you some
yellow flag."
I didn't even finish the statement.
Do you have some Oktoberfest back there?
Would you like some Oktoberfest?
It's worth $20.
How did you get yellow carded in the NPR?
I don't.
It's a buildup of all the.
So
things
Jizzo just asked how I got yellow carded in the NPR section of that, and honestly, I have no idea. I feel like I'm being oppressed. That's what it feels like.
That's my job.
Is
that what that feels like?
And you know what it doesn't feel like? Prickly
There it
on
is.
the
There's
inside.
the prickly on the inside. All right, well, that wraps up episode 33.
So that episode wraps up not only episode 33, but it wraps up the third tournament of fermentation. Once again, we're just doing this. We're sacrificing our liver so you don't have to.
Nice.
But thank you all for tuning in. Thank you for Jizzo from the DJ and Overlords. If you haven't gotten the chance, go onto Facebook, give their band a follow. Great group, great bunch of guys. They have some multiple shows coming up in 2022. They're finishing their last show at December 18th. So by the time that you hear this, or I'm sorry, December 17th. So by the time you hear this, they would have already done it. But it was for the Toys for Tots with Joseph Cabrera and the Heel Turn Entertainment down at Wits End. Make sure you go to their Facebook page, go to their Instagram, go to their Reverb Nation, go to their OnlyFans. You'll see Jizzo on there a lot. And make sure and give them a like, give them a subscribe. Once again, thank you so much for coming in tonight. It was a pleasure having you, as always.
It has been a pleasure, and of course, picking my favorite drink of all time is very appreciated.
So remember, in a world full of chickens,
be a rooster.
You're listening to Whiskey and Wine. Thanks for tuning in to Whiskey and Wine with the Rooster and the Madman, where you can catch brand new episodes every Saturday at 4 p.m. on Deep Dallas Radio on Lock and Loaded with DJ Shane Gunn.
Special thanks to our sponsor, GiftedChicken.com, home to all your beard, bath, and body care needs. Veteran owner operator right here in North Texas. To pick up a bottle of Overlord's Dungeon Oil. It's 100% all natural coconut oil.
It's prickly on the inside.